Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Invicta Specs with John the Phone Guy. Today we have the final heritage piece that I have, and that is the Subaqua Specialty. Model number is 29237. This is in the silver and rose gold version. The movement on this is a Salida SW200. The limited edition of this is limited to 300 units. This one is actually number 84. Flame Fusion Crystal, front and back, as we'll see as we get into this. Mother of Pearl is actually Platinum Mother of Pearl, and this is full dive rated. It's a 500 meter, 1660 feet water resistant watch. So with that, we will get right into this, and we'll just kind of give you just a quick, and I believe those are diamonds on the hour markers, but I couldn't tell for sure, so what do y'all think? I think they are. So as you can see, and if you saw the video just before this, it was the Zeus had a white mother of pearl. This one has, the Platinum actually has like this really, and for all the color people out there, I apologize, a light baby sky blue look to it, but then the colors really come alive. And of course, I love the clean dial face on this with a three-hand movement. And so we'll get right to the back of this. I do love this one. It's very unique. From a scissor deployant, obviously Invicta Reserve, and when you close this and you've got the dive, class. What's different though is usually that's in the same color, it's stainless, but this one's actually done in the alternating rose tone, which I think is just very unique. High polish, as you can see. Reserve logo in the SAS, or sorry for those, Subaqua Specialty. A lot of us just refer to it as SAS, S-A-S. And case and cradle design, very unique. Now this is a fixed bezel on this one, so from that standpoint, you can't obviously rotate this to use as a timing device. But I mean, would you really want to dive in this? I mean, it's just so beautiful. I don't know that I would. And so, we're going to go to the back, Reserve Collection. And as you can see, if I quit moving around so much and my camera focuses for me. Come on. There we go. So there's number 84 of 300. Of course, you can see Swiss-made automatic with the Invicta markings on there, AL signature, the whole SW200 gears and system in there. And of course, you got your counterbalance that performs the automatic function of winding the watch. And with that, we're going to go. And I just love some of these just little details, like the little screws right here in rose. This little screw right here for the bracelet is in rose gold. Just some really unique attributes. Of course, being a dive instrument at 500, it is screw down, and you can see by the yellow gasket, change that, go to position 1, change your date, those kind of things. And as always, I used to buy winders, but I've gotten to the point that I have so many automatics that I just gave up on winders. And what I do is once a month, usually around the first or so of the month, I'll go through and I'll give all of my automatics a winding. For me, I'll just kind of show you. So pop it out. To me, that's like 1. So I'll go 1, 2, so on and so forth, up to 30 with a movement knot. It ran out of its juice. So that's kind of what I do, and that usually gives it running for about 20, at least 24 to probably 30 hours. Just kind of lubricate all the gears, get them all moving again. It is a machine, so you want to make sure that everything is running properly. So otherwise things start to gum up and get all tight, and you lose your accuracy. But as far as like going over all the complications, there's not really a lot with a true three-hand movement. It's just really appreciating what this has to offer in the clean lines and everything about it. It's just and of course the SW200 is a 28,800 vibrations per hour, so 8 steps a second. So as you see it move, and as it's going in between the second markers, the time regulator is actually moving that second hand back and forth 8 times while it's moving back and forth, making the second hand move forward 8 little clicks at a time between each second, which is what gives you such a smooth, even motion. Between that and the Ronda R150, this is probably one of my more favorite. Now I say that because I don't have any of the high-end ETA or the like 775 or A07. I didn't start collecting until about 3-4 years ago, so I haven't been able to get into those. But of the ones that I do own, these two are probably my favorite. I do like an SW500. The only thing is the complications and all the subdials to me take away from the beauty of just a very pure, clean dial with just a lot of just great look to it. And so that's kind of like, that's my thing, but that's just me. And so with that, I believe this just should be about a 54, 52. Okay. And the height on this guy is 18, or about 3/4 of an inch roughly. So bracelet is going to be 28 top, tapers down to 26.1. So you've got a pretty good gap here too. Call it 50 lug to lug. So as far as, and that comes into play with wrist size, as far as how comfortably it sits around your wrist without binding or anything. Full bracelet, but as we saw with the Zeus, this isn't nearly as heavy. So 10.6, the Zeus was, I believe, like 13.3, 13.4, something like that. So from a substantial build, this isn't a very heavy watch from that standpoint. All being an all steel, all bracelet, but it's still extremely comfortable. I have a 7-inch wrist, and the look and the feel on my wrist fits perfectly, and so that's kind of how it sizes up on me. I like the bigger watches. I have Grand Octanes and Sea Hunters, and yeah, they're massively huge on me. And some people probably think it's a little goofy with someone my size wrist wearing it, but I enjoy it, and I really love the conversations that it strikes up. So to each his own, and that's pretty much, I think, what the greatest thing about some of the people that follow Invicta. You can like what you like. If you like if you're a guy and you like 38 millimeter because you like something very, very small and unobtrusive, then rock it out, man. I mean, this is all about enjoying, the art of horology and all the things that go behind it, and just the love of timepieces. So I'm not going to judge anyone on anything. You want to wear a Swatch watch or a Timex, or I don't care what it is, but if you enjoy it, that's all that really matters. So with that, I want to give a couple shout outs to Instagram followers. Smitten by Invicta does a lot of women's fashion with an Invicta flair to it. Great source of business attire and even some casual pieces to kind of, you know, see how you can incorporate your watch as a fashion statement. And of course, Trap Vision 3D, his Invicta lifestyle videos are great. And Tommy Big Time does a lot of watch reviews, battery and bracelet sizing. Tommy enjoys the bigger watches. I know he's a big Grand Octane fan, so if you want to, you know, see a different perspective of how things are presented, you know, head over there also. I mentioned ShopHQ and InvictaStores.com is where we buy most of our watches. You know, always be on the lookout for a sale or anything. Don't just jump on it. Obviously, we've been on cruises and I know what they cost, so sometimes I think people may not just understand, you know, what's out there, but you know, there's some good prices to be had and some good values. Of course, Facebook, Invictaholics, Invictacruisers, InvictaVets, great source of camaraderie and seeing what other people are wearing and talking about. And as always, if you enjoy these videos and anything that, you know, I have to say about these watches or information, I appreciate a subscribe. And with that, enjoy your Invicta watches, and I hope to see you next time on Invicta Specs. Take care.